and singular voice of Regie Gibson.
I saved you enough to say.
An ochre song called you from the corners of post-existence. You appeared, a silent apparition of language, and I became pregnant with the word. And the word took flight on crimson oceans of light screaming prayer into a million angles of rainbow space. Angels face that sang like an obsidian siren into the mad mouth of my pocket bangle and jangling death from the tongue of a stone Victrola call, a murder of crows, shrieking, translucent blue music circled the bells of my waiting and insistent speech. My speech oracled itself toward the sword of your memory casted the shadows of my castrated voice. My voice, crying the kiss of an ochre song, called you from the corners of post-existence. You appeared, a silent apparition of language, and I became pregnant with the word. And the word was born. The word was born still. The word was still born in the center of turbulent quake. The word became sunlight, carving her arpeggio into the archipelago of flat unfolding blackness. The word became the misspelled literature of trees caught in the abysmal womb of the eye. The word became the ancient hymn, still ringing and singing in this azure stone. And I saw the word knocked up, snorting her death in syllables, drinking her liver in the dilapidated taverns and cities without nuance or name. The word there, her fingers bleeding, blood red and raw from clawing the insides of 40-ounce coffins, severed the leg of the X, manifested itself as man, brittle 41 times by the mystery of lead, left to die, eyes open, watching while life bled from a hole in the head back to the eye. I saw the word as the hungry bow, the dying child, gravitated, decapitated, and sodomized by wood. I saw the word as a brown boy's body resurrected after 3 days from the river bottoms of a nation's bloody conscience. I saw the word. I saw the word as a man murdered because he loved other men. I saw the word will manifest herself again as female, her thighs widowed slit with patriarchy. I saw the word was entered. The word was entered by her father. So many times she learned to believe his sickness was sacred. And I love the word. Danced with the word. 7 insistent salsas till 6 a.m. with the word, and the word was no longer afraid or ashamed to throw her head back and her arms skyward, and in white flashes of teeth and sweat-drenched hair, mouthed an incomprehensible mumbling to the rumblings of unstruck sound. The word sucked my tongue as I wrote this. The word spit hibiscus balm into my mouth. The word in I came unto, crying, died inside the word that night. The word grew inside the word. The word became pregnant with the word. The word gave birth. The word gave birth. The word gave birth. The word gave birth. The word gave birth to the word. And the word became a brown child. Fingers wiping tears away from her father's eyes. The word became. The word became a brown child's kisses, blooming in spite of the hurricane. The word became. The Word became a brown child spirit, reaching out to embrace the brown, thin, wrinkled arms of brown, thin, wrinkled women who stir pots of 5 a.m. bricks in a cornerstone called Mississippi. The word lives inside of this universal thin space between in and exhalation. Traverses herself around the azure stone, travels inside of the azure stone, trapped and encased in condominiums of skin, forgetting and refusing to remember that she is, I am, I am, I am. Y'all okay? It's going to be that kind of night. More primal. Less cerebral this trip. Some ladies in the class about Baki in Kira's class that sometimes we can't help but do the only dance we really give it to this world that means something. That's the head bop. That's the American ballet, baby. I want to welcome everybody to Dionysus's Lounge. You want to do, it's cool, as long as somebody else is cool with it. So, listen up, you sainted sinners, and all y'all tainted saints. Yes, I'm a bit rude and I'm talking to you, just in case you're confused that I ain't. Now my job is to heckle your jacket. See, I know you got something to hide. There ain't no escaping, we all Satan waiting down deep inside. You gotta let it come out. You gotta let it howl. You gotta let it shout out loud. Now and then, every once in a while. She wanna shake her shaker. He wanna spread his side. Tonight, my friends, forget about sin. Let your devil out to boogie a while. Except this one. Was saying best by a poet I met who said you gotta let your head be the drum. Now if you listen, you can feel it, you can hear it when it's getting like a flickering liquor of flame. And with that sweet burning, you'll soon start a journey, but you won't come back the same. We're gonna hang with the hell out. Well, baby, this is how you have to break the darkness and then French kisses on the mouth. But if you want to be righteous, then you better get the heaven up out of this house. Tonight, my friends, forget about sin. Let your devil out to boogie a while. If they don't know how they feel, see if you can get permission to feel it. We up here doing our thing tonight. Hope y'all will do it too. Because things is what human beings came to earth to do. We got to get back to collective joy, people. You know what I'm saying? Used to be a time when we understood what this meant. But I'll get back to working for top shit. Now, that's it. In case I've been too subtle. Let me make things opaquely clear. If you've been looking for a church cause your soul's been hurt, you might find some salvation here. But these black hallelujahs, we blew you on straight after cataracts off your eyes. And with a brand new vision, you'll embrace this religion and begin to realize this is where the flesh is. Blood, bone, and bile. With everything transgressive, gets the pimp down the aisle. Now you can be expressive, but shit, you gotta have some style. Tonight, my friends, forget about sin. Tonight, my friends, forget about sin. Tonight, my friends, forget about him. And let your let your devil out to hook in the wine. So, he no longer listens to you, and you have finally come to me. Why am I not surprised he listens to no one? You wish to know if there is still time to rebel against him. Time to bring seed and sin upon this heart of turquoise and cloud. Time to escape this garden of fastidious travel, these days of sad perfection that rock the mouth of longing. And I say, yes, I can show you how. I alone possess the power for the words of making, not him. I watched you. I watched you watching the woman, the womb herself, bathing there in the river beneath a copper-twisted moon. She was a trembling night nipple gorged with blood, wasn't she? She was a question mark carved at the end of your faith, wasn't she? And you felt something akin to him stirring within you with an unnamed and unanswered vengeance. Well, I am that name. I am that vengeance. I alone possess the powers for the words of making, not him. I bring you to her. You did. You made her touch you in ways he has never quite understood. He has never quite copped to the profane slap of flesh. I can make the two of you bone of bone, breath of breath, sinew of sinew, and flesh of that flesh. I can make the two of you handfuls of peeled grapes that cluster against one another and explode in gentle naked profusion. I can do that for you. I alone possess the power for the words of making, however there is a price. A tribute. produce two seed. You will give me your firstborn. You will give him your second. But once he will understand what it means to come in behind me, will understand what it means to stand there in the shadow of the nine lights. Will you do that to possess the woman? Will you do that for the powers of making? All right, cool. Tonight, the womb will sleep there in the river, where the moon is at its lowest point and the angels of the four winds turn themselves in their cardinal directions. I will sing you to her. You will kneel down next to her in the coolness of the wet grass and into her left ear. You will say this. Say, baby, can I be your slave? See, I've got to admit, girl, you is the shit, girl, and I'm digging you like a grave. You little bundle of simple laden madness, velvet, modern you taste like living flavored pain. Give me a minute of your time and I can hop in your mind, and I bet that I can play your game. Now, do they call you daughter to the spin closer, or maybe queen of 10,000 moons, baby sister to the distant yet rising star? Is your name Yemaya or Sure? Oh, there's that little smiling on their face, child, white as a field of jasmine and clover. Talk that talk, honey. Walk the walk, honey. Have on legs that'll spank your hope. Who am I? They call me brother to the night. And right now, I'm losing your left eye, trying to be the form of your right. Stand here. Who am I? Oh, told you once already, but if you don't believe me, I'll be whoever it is you say. But right now, I'm the sight-blinded hunter who is pursuing you as my prey, and I just want to slip you injections of sublime directions and get you to dance to my rhythm, make you scream and dream archetypes of black angels in flight upon the wings of contorted, distorted, metamorphic rhythm. Come on, Slim! To hell with your man, ain't worried about him. It's you that I want to stay here and into my scene. See, rather than deal with the fallacy of this tri-mass reality, I'd rather romance your sweet ass in a wet dream. They call me brother to the night. All the blues in your left eye, I'm trying to be the funky guy. Ooh, well, they call me brother to the night. And right now, the blues in your left eye, trying to be the funk in your right. Thank you. Okay? You cool? Don't be scared of where you come from, people. You here because somebody wanted you here, or they wanted to do what got you here. Okay? Remember that. Speaking about how we got here. It's an autobiographical piece. So, see that. he said, "Hey boy, take it and find your voice." He said, "I ain't gonna be nothing but a jacked up crack man, but you boy, you got another choice. You got another choice." Yeah, and that's why I don't have the blues, 'cause I am the blues. I don't get the blues, 'cause I shake the blues. I don't teach the blues, but I can show enough preach the blues. I don't have it, but goddamn it, I am it. I am the blues. Well, my mom and my daddy, they couldn't take Mississippi no more, so they came to a Chicago town. See, they got tired of picking other people's cotton. Heard something about factory work to be found. They couldn't afford to take me with them, so they left me with my grandmama in a little one-horse shack of a town. They worked that factory, saved up a little bit of cheddar, things got better, and my mama sent for me. My grandmama said, "Y'all just stay where you are, leave them down, we'll leave them be." They had an argument. That's the first time the blues I remember it in my life. The first two women I ever loved started fighting over me. Fighting over me. And that's why I don't have the blues. 'Cause I am the blues. I don't get the blues. 'Cause I shit the blues. I don't sing the blues so much as I read the blues. But I don't have it, but goddamn it, I am it. I am the blues. Well, my mama told my daddy, "Get up." She said we heading back down south. She said, "I don't care nothing about you drinking whiskey. You put some water on your face, rinse out your mouth." My daddy did what my mama told him. He got his Brown to Reno, got his map and plotted out the quickest route. But they drove all night, part of the next day, all 967 miles. My mama saw her mama, she snatched me out of her arms and said, "You can't have him, witch, this is my child." And then mama put me on the back seat with her, and she started singing me the blues all the while. Singing the blues all the while, and that's why I don't have the blues, 'cause I am the blues. I don't get the blues, 'cause I shake the blues. I don't sing the blues so much as I bring the blues. I don't have it, 'cause goddamn it, I am it. I am the blues. Blues is one of the existential musics, as I said to you last year, that we Americans have produced. This is stem cell of our modern music. Proud to be in that place where the pain is turned into gold. I don't have blues. I'm from New England now. I'll always be from Mississippi and from Chicago, but hell, I've been living in New England 15 years. How long do you have to live in a place before you're from the place out? Right? Yeah, one day, right? Unless you're in Boston, they let you know you ain't from there. Henry Thoreau told civilization, yo, I gotta go, baby, I need a vacation. So we headed out to Walden, and thereupon had this revelation. Whoa. So many of us live lives of quiet desperation. Lo and behold, another transcendentalist quotation seems to capture the essence of our modern vexation. It's as if Thoreau knew that in the future you and I would have to act in radical ways to mitigate the sad fact because we've got to slave to keep these bills paid. Sometimes it seems our minds are kind of ripe to get played by the vultures in our culture, only hoping to withhold us from anything any deeper than work, while we scold you by what we told you pay, what you owe, and well and sure you got a debt you'll never get over. Soldier. Treating human beings like we're merely skin machines for the cashiers. Some sick-ass profiteers, demographic puppets made of plastic, molded, and then mastered, stretched thin as thread and bled, dead into a casket. Yes, we tried to contrast it by coming off sarcastic, but the situation we're facing is so drastic that many of us huff and puff and snort all kinds of stuff to get blasted, hoping to deaden the pain of our constantly kicked asses. But that action only makes the masses want to act more passive, which keeps their minds inactive to the plans of the fascists, who hope to keep us separated by races and genders and classes, because hell, that's the best way to maintain the status quo status as is. But don't let them head fake you. Shake and bake and back, break you down to the ground, come around, clown and undertake you. You gotta fight back. My advice is, use the poetry and the music trapped inside you as a weapon. Do you dig? Do you dig? Do you dig? I don't know that they do. I think sometimes what happens is that folks don't get it unless you drop a beat. Because if their asses are moving, then their brains might be big. Right? And you gotta remember the culture we're dealing with, right? So maybe I got too deep on it. So what we gonna do? So we're gonna drop some funky 4/4 time type shit. And we gonna see if we can get them to bounce a little bit, right? And then we're gonna take what we just said, what I just said, into a whole different direction. So why don't you see what we do that for? So we had to all live and had a revelation. Whoa, so many of us live in quiet desperation. Nowhere to be on another old quotation. You capture the essence of a modern sensation. It's like no. In the future you and I will have to act right away. It's the game of that. We got to save to keep the bills paid. Sometimes it seems our minds will get played by the vultures of culture. Open to withhold us from anything we want and work while we soldier. Not what we told ya. Pay what you owe us, and will ensure you got a debt you'll never get over. Treating human beings like the skin machines for the cash is. Or profiteers, demographic, in the plastic, molded, massive, stretch figures, spreading play, get into a casket. We try to contrast it by being sarcastic, and in the situation that's drastic, we up and up and get blasted to get in the pain of kick asses. But that action only makes the masses act over passive. So their minds are acting to the point of the fashion. Who wants to keep us separated by gender and classes? So that's how she stays as is. But don't let them hit, they can shake and they can back. Break you down to the ground, turn around, understand you. You gotta fight back. My advice is, use the music and poetry as a weapon. Do you dig up? 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 Do you dig? Keep playing, baby, keep playing. vibration, beats and words in exact combination, embracing the hurting spaces in your head now, getting led and prepared to bounce up and down. Soon as the rhythm gets to hitting, let your mind be forgetting, head into bad breaks and start to letting the music take a hold of ya, fill up every hole in ya, make of you a marionette, get in control of ya. I know the beat is dope, it's got you by the throat, but it's designed to lift your mind like all your smoke into a higher consciousness, because oh yes, the universal spark is at the start and all of this. Love, play, chance, meditate, out then dance. Sometimes you gotta learn to let go and take a chance on becoming something other than you thought that you could be. A human being, not a human bling thing. I know the world can be an enemy whose mission be to empty you of empathy, intelligence, and energy. Come around and destroy what joy you got left. Beat you down, make you wanna give up your breath. But don't let them head fake and shake and make you not break you down to the ground. Come around and undertake it. You gotta fight back. And my advice is, use the music and poetry as a weapon. Love, play, chant, meditate, that then dance. 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 Love, play, chant. Do you dig? Do you dig? Rock with me, y'all, if you dig what I'm talking about. Do you dig? Do you dig? Do you dig? All right. Ooh, scared me. Cool. This tune. Anybody know that song? Remember some time ago when there was this all this hoopla about the mosque at Ground Zero?
Yeah.
Except it wasn't really a mosque and it wasn't really at Ground Zero, but why the hell should the truth stand in the way of political posturing? Just so happens at that time, I was listening to who I happen to believe is one of the greatest American songwriters we've ever produced, Mr. Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash has a song called One Piece at a Time. For those of you who are unfamiliar with that song, the main protagonist of the song, works in a Cadillac factory. The problem, the agon, as the Greeks would say, is that he can't afford a damn Cadillac. So the solution, he decides that he is going to abscond, confiscate, liberate, steal a Cadillac. And how is he going to do it, people? One piece at a time. Now he figures this will take him some time to do this, and it does. So he winds up sneaking out parts in his lunchbox and carburetor here, back then he had carburetors, don't worry about what that is. Carburetor here, this there, radio here, blah, blah, blah. Now what happens is after about 20 years, he puts this machine together, he starts to up it, it runs. So the first thing he wants to do is to go and get the title and drive it down the street. And as he's driving down the street, people are looking at this car going, damn, what kind of car is that? He says, well, it's a 51, 52, 53, 54, 57, 58. He goes all the way to like the 70s. And at this time that this was going on, like I said, I was listening to this thing on the radio about the mosque at Ground Zero, and I like to sometimes listen to radio neocons because, well, you know, my blood pressure's a little low sometimes, so I need to go up. And so, but these guys, if you listen, the discussion was quickly degenerating into who should have the right to do what. And when you degenerate to who should have the right to do what in this country, that's like saying someone's not as American as I am. So, I think about that car, and I compared it to the United States. I was thinking about this, that yes, this vehicle in which we find ourselves is a patchwork of all these disparate parts that come from all these other places. And in the parlance of my Mississippi brethren, sometimes it's sure enough ugly. But somehow it stays on the road. This is for us. 3.5 million, what's it, 350 million members of this tribe we call America. It's a good country. One fancy coffee store next to a woman with looks I've never seen before. But she seemed to have much charm and style and grace. Well, she stepped to the counter and she ordered a drink. It was an iced cappuccino with soy, I think, but I was preoccupied in trying to surmise her race. It seemed she wasn't quite white, she wasn't quite black, she wasn't quite this and she wasn't quite that. In fact, I guess she wasn't quite anything, I suppose. Well, I didn't want to harass her or come off crass, but the question was burning and I had to ask, and she said, save your breath, I can guess. What do you want to know? She said, everywhere I go, folks stare at me, trying to decode what I'm supposed to be. But truth is, mister, calculate me ain't so easy as you can see. So since you got the question, I'll take the time and keep that question from smoking your mind. Just buy my coffee and I'll tell you just what I mean. So I said, no sweat. That's a bet. I'm always curious to know about what I don't know yet. And for me, that's worth a cup of Joe or maybe even two. So I reached in my pocket, pulled out my money, paid for the coffee, said, there you go, honey. Now sit down, girl, and tell me, what in the world is you? Well, at that point, she took a deep breath. And she said, Italian, Haitian, American, African, Asian, Mexican, Greco-Nigerian, Brazilian's what I am. And I'm meant to fit like a patchwork quilt. And from my sweat, different countries built. But keep it simple, stupid, call me American. You can just call me American. You can just call me American. Though sometimes I ain't quite sure just what that means. But from sea to shining sea, there are 300 million bees, red, white, and blue, and every in between. About democracy, about what makes ours different than the ancient Greeks. We broke subjects most folks would tell you is taboo. Like love and religion and politics, the Taliban and the Dixie Chicks, Democrats, Republicans, and the green rainbows too. We spoke about President Barack Obama, joked about Palin and the Octomama, and wondered whether or not our economy is really bouncing back. About whose fault it's going to be when our climate changes of trucks and such and good shooting ranges, and why I prefer PC but she likes Mac. Yep, we act so much we lost track of time. And the only difference we began to find that she and I was quick live becoming friends. So she looked at the watch and went, gotta run. Thanks for the talk, I've enjoyed it, hon. Who can say maybe one day we'll see each other again? And as we both shook hands, said no more, she grabbed her purse, headed toward the door. Just when some dude looking real confused comes over real slow. He's like, say buddy, seems like you know that woman. You mind very much if I ask you something? I said, save your breath. I guess what you want to know. Oh people, that's when I took a deep breath. And I went, well, a Jew, Italian, Haitian, American, African, Asian, Mexican, Greco-Nigerian, Brazilian's what she am. And she fit like a patchwork quilt. And from her sweat in his country built. To keep it simple, stupid, they call her American. Oh, you can just call her American. You can just call her American. Though sometimes she ain't quite sure just what that means. But from sea to shining sea, there's 300 million sheets, red, white, and blue, and every in between. in between. When in disgrace with fortune and design, I all alone, alone my outcast days, and troubled at heaven with my bootless cry, and look upon myself and curse my fate, wishing me like you one more rich and old, featured like him with the French pose, admiring this man's art and that man's scope. But what I most enjoy, contentedly, yeah, back up that way. Oh, oh, sit right with me. When in these thoughts, myself almost despising, happily I think on thee and then my stay, like to the lark at break of day arising from southern earth to sing hymns at heaven's gate. For thy sweet love remember such love brings that then I scorn to change my state with kings. For thy sweet love remembered such well brings that then I scorn to change my state with kings. I don't want to be no king if I can't have you. There's something about when we are together, I can't think of my troubles. Oh no. When in disgrace with fortune, I think on thee, and then my state, like to the lark at break of day arising, it seems hymns at heaven's gate. Thank you. As I said last year at this time, that was not an original. Not by me, that was Mr. William Shakespeare. Please go check it out. I would not tell you what number it is because you need to read them all the songs. This is from a friend who you guys will never, ever get to meet because whatever is the glue that holds this thing that we're in together has decided that it was time for him to be freed from it. And the worst thing that I can imagine that can happen to a poem, besides it being covered or dating R. Kelly, is that it lapses into obscurity because of the death of the author. His name is Mr. Kent Foreman. And, yeah. This was a man who reached me at a time when nobody else could. Look, y'all. Right now, everything is happening. For real. Melodrama in Super Cinerama. Right now, somewhere, some child is just falling from some tree. Some philanthropist husband has just misplaced his key to the house, dreads the anger of his spouse. It's 4 a.m. and I want to know where the hell you've been, and I want to know right now. Somewhere right now, in some clothesline tenement yard, some junkie is in serious need of a fix. While prostitutes bemoan the scarcity of tricks. Hey, baby, look, it's a recession going on. Times are hard for everybody. Right now. It's love. Somebody's got the blues. Lives in a world of deeper, darker hues than grottos tunneled into the bottoms of Italian islands. And baby, trials are going on now. At this very second, on any humming highway, any deadly drumming highway, 2 speeding cars collide head on. While some cunning student of chess decides it's best to forfeit a pawn for a night. Somewhere else, a fight. In an angry hand, a razor flashes. Somebody guards against somebody else's border clashings, and blood will flow. Somewhere. Right now. Right now, somewhere, there is a department store that's on fire while it's thronged with shoppers. Somewhere else, some poor sharecropper's mule has just gone lame. Tragedies come in assorted sizes like prizes in some cosmic bingo game. Anyway, some midwife hears some newborn baby's indignant crying. And right now, in these loneliest of times, someone is dying now. Right now, somewhere on some stage, some musicians is cooking. While ghetto gigolos keep on brushing off their clothes, hoping to get a little bit better looking before the vixen is fixing to get into something or the other, brother. Somewhere right now, chastity is not defended bravely. Somewhere right now, somebody's high. Maybe a couple of somebody's is high. Right now, somewhere, somebody else is eating a piece of sweet potato pie. Dig in a pool hall now, some loser is racking balls at some storefront church. Some preacher is yakking and macking y'all. Right now, somewhere, some prim, elderly virgin overhears some dirty, dirty joke and smiles. Somewhere right now, somebody for the first time has headphones on and is listening to a trumpet played by Miles. Right now, at this very moment, whatever you can think of as humanly possible is going on. At this millisecond or at some ancient dawn. What? How? Oh, dear dreamers, there is no other time than now. Than now. Than now? Than now.